So, as I said in the main review, this is my first master grade, which is genuinely surprising to most people. I've had, honestly, I don't even remember exactly how many, but I've had like 3 or 4, if not more, people be surprised that this is the first time I've bought a master grade. I mean, yeah, I'm like 5-6 years into reviewing Gunpla, so I kind of understand that. And I have reviewed other 1/100 kits like the R3 Walker Gallia, or the Moderate Zabungle, which is a companion piece to it, among other big model kits, and even the 3-0 Galliant, as much of a train wreck as that was. This build took me way longer than I wanted it to because of weather, but even then, working on it, it took me 4 or 5 days. The first day I pretty much just spent painting all of the little 1/100 figures. I specifically bought a pack of the maintenance crew, whatever you call them. I'm not giving them their own review, it's literally just 1/100 figures for maintenance crew if you want to do like a diorama. I think they're supposed to be Federation, but it was easy enough to just paint them as Xeon anyway, so that doesn't really matter. The harder part was painting Rambaral, both versions of him. The pilot suit, more just kind of irritating with the lines on the limbs. I had to freehand those because the sculpt is basically non-existent. His regular uniform is, honestly, it's just the like eagle crest on the, what do you want to call that, like a poncho? No, it's definitely not a poncho, but you know what I mean. The yellow on the chest was just really fine detail. Not that I haven't done fine detail like that on other 1/100, or even the 144th Lao that came with the real grade red frame, a stray red frame. But yeah, that wasn't very fun. The rest of them were completely fine. I mean, even Haman was completely fine. It was just the chest, and also kind of the mustache on Rawl was kind of irritating. Also, you're never going to be able to see it, but I actually put a gloss coat over the visor on the pilot suit so that it has, you know, a shine to the visor piece. I also did that on one of the maintenance crew because you only have so many of the ground crew, so I took one of the spacesuits and have him working on a slightly more dangerous spot, so, he kind of justifies wearing the normal suit. Yeah, end of the first day, I had the head built because that needed paint for the eye, and all the pilots. The next day, I got to work on actually building the thing, and started running into the few minor issues I ended up having with the kit, namely the fact that the entire inner frame is built with ABS plastic, which really dulled my blades while I was building this. And it's not that I was dealing with particularly thick nubs. I used my nippers, one, to cut the parts off, and then to cut the nubs short. So it only took like 2 passes with the blade to completely remove the nub, and even then, it dulled the blades enough that I went through 3 different blades. And on top of that, I went through, I stocked up on a bunch of emery boards, nail files, that had a bunch of different, I guess you'd call them grits, though really only the flat side type of grit, the other ones are like micro abrasion, but I went through 3 of those. So this kit ended up being very material intensive for me. Now granted, if you have like glass files or something, it's not gonna wear those down, but the files that I bought, specifically for the rare times that I want to use them, it kind of ate through those. I will say though, the nubs really aren't bad on this kit. All the polystyrene parts clean up super easy, and the inner frame, well, you're not really going to see much of it anyway, but most of the nubs are actually fairly well hidden on the inner frame, so they're not that bad. Honestly, the worst of it is on the articulated hand, and even then it's not that bad. I did enjoy building the inner frame. The gimmick of it is neat. The fact that it's pretty much completely covered once you're done I specifically am posing this on my shelf with some of the armor off in a hanger. If you're just posing it normally, I don't really find the inclusion of the inner frame that impressive. I mean, it's nice to have, and all the piston gimmicks and the joints are neat. Even when both ankles cracked on me, they didn't break, they cracked. There's like a hairline fracture on both of them. I ended up repairing it with a little bit of cotton from some cotton swabs I have for paint removal, and super glue, so it, pie credited it. It was fixable, it was just irritating that it happened. But, I mean, this is the most recent reprint of the kit, and they print it fairly often, and I'm pretty sure the ankles are literally reused from the Zaku on top of that, so, kind of an old part. I'm not really surprised there's a little bit of mold degradation that could cause that, but it is still, a little annoying. Test fitting the armor onto the frame, most of it came off really easy. The back of the thigh, there's some tabs on the inside of the armor piece that, jut out. If you ever want to take that armor off, you 100% have to trim those pretty much completely off. They got so stuck on mine that they took the back half of the inner frame thigh out with it, and I actually had to cut the pegs holding the two halves of the inner frame together in order to pry those out and then cut the tabs. So, just gonna warn you ahead of time. That's not actually an issue if you're, just building it once, but if you ever want to take the armor off, that is something to keep in mind. The torso went together pretty quickly. I will say the rectangular polycaps that go in the torso that pretty much only hold the backpack on feel kind of superfluous. It feels like those were left over from the original runner and they just decided to use them because that could have just been a peg in the plastic. That didn't do anything else. And I will say the system with the hollow armor pieces going onto the power cables is nice, and it's very easy to do, but it does mean there is an ungodly amount of nubs on them. I'm pretty sure that's where half the sanding ended up going, just taking those nubs off, because sheesh. The shoulder armor was neat. I like how all the horns are separate and plug on after you put the main chunk of armor over the inner frame of it. There is kind of an ugly seam line running along the middle of it, but that was easy enough to sand off anyway, so that's not really that big a deal. Finally, I had it together. You'll notice the tape over the clear parts, just because I didn't want to scratch them or get paint on them or anything. I had it together, and I don't know if it was the gloss or what, but I didn't really care for the blue of the plastic, so I ended up stippling on Vallejo Mecha Color Deep Blue over just bare plastic. It's like half a shade lighter and a little bit more vibrant, but it looks honestly pretty much like the box art, so I'm not gonna complain there. And because I stippled it on with a enormous makeup brush, it actually kind of gave it the bumpy... I don't know what the texture's called, but it's used a lot on tanks. Pretty much any miniature tank you see has that kind of bumpy matte finish to it. That's what the armor ended up looking like. I don't know if I'm going to show this in the full review, but I did actually take a picture of the inner frame while I was top coating all the armor parts. This does have a full inner frame. Aside from the hands and the feet don't quite sit flat if you don't have the bottom parts on, but aside from that, full inner frame. Finally getting it put together once I had the top coat on, which because of weather took me like a week to actually spray it, which was irritating. I have to say I like the deep blue more than the plastic. It's really not much of a difference, but it just boosts the contrast that little bit. I really like it. I also built what is a 1/44 hanger that, God, I reviewed forever ago now, but I finally got a couple extra ones. I got one specifically for this, and I did paint some of the inner frame. Just the parts that are exposed, though. I didn't bother painting the entire thing. So, master grades. They're alright. I mean, the gimmicks are neat. I like the piston detail and the cockpit and the gearing for the eye. I don't really care about it being bigger. And ultimately, I still don't care about full inner frame. It really doesn't matter to me personally. I understand why people like it, but I don't really care. You can't see it, oh, it's there, but there's not a single kit on my shelves that I wish had inner frame that doesn't. I enjoyed the build, probably be getting more master grades in the future. I want to get Turn A, and I'm might get a Zaku to make a custom, but I'm not, like, won over by them or anything. I'm not switching over to master grades. I still like high grades more. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe and hit the bell to be alerted for future reviews. Come chill in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter, if that's even still around. And consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep bringing you videos like this. And, as always, until next time, happy building.